All right, what's going on? I thought today I'd do something a little different. Instead of focusing on one topic, I'm going to give y'all like a real update on what's happening inside our business, what we're building in Las Vegas, what's happening in our Florida projects, and some opportunities that we're working through. And I'll also tell you about a podcast I had a chance to be on yesterday with some great friends of mine in California. So if you ever wondered what actually goes on behind the scenes of real estate and business, this is for you. My name's Aaron Lambert. I'm a real estate investor here out in Las Vegas. Wow. And this is Lambert's Moneymaker, where we talk about all things real estate, fix and flips, co-living, anything real estate and business related. We talk about it. I'm on doing something for 30 days. Well, 30 lives straight, giving y'all the real down and dirty, the good, the bad, and the ugly, kind of building this or working through these things in public, showing y'all like the backsides of real estate and the sometimes problems and the wins and everything that comes with it. So if you're following me, cool, keep following me, subscribe, press the like button, and let's get into it. So real estate here in Las Vegas. If you have been following me for any length of time, you know that we are in the 55 plus co-living realm. So what does that mean? So we buy distressed properties, we convert them into cash flowing co-living facilities where we put 55 plus people inside of there, and then we either refi it or we sell it to other investors or we partner up with other investors. So what does that look like? Well, a couple of the opportunities we have right now, we have investors coming in with 85,000. He's getting a 15% preferred return on his money, and he is a 50% owner of the property. So now the cash flow gets split 50-50 on the equity side. And this property is bringing in $7,600 a month. It's 1,900 square feet. Come on. So that's the type of opportunities we have here in Vegas on a long-term side. And, we got some other properties. So Vegas is littered with these single-story, single-level homes that are not in HOA. They're becoming fewer and far between because everything we're building now is HOA and 2 stories. But the ones that are older, people are getting rid of, those are ones that we're looking for. Why are we looking for those? Because we house 55 plus in them and we want to make it accessible for them. Not all of our tenants are super springy and can get around very well. So if it has a ledge, we put a ramp. If it has a tub, we put a walk-in shower. So we make it really convenient for them, give them nice lazy boys and lounge chairs to hang out with in the living room with the other tenants. So what's going on in Vegas right now? We have like 5 or 6 opportunities for short-term investors and long-term investors to come in, ranging anywhere from $20,000 to $120,000. So I'm not going to get into too much of the details, but these projects are live. They are here in town. And if you're interested in learning more, even if you're not a lender or private, you don't want to lend money just to learn more about what we're doing, I'm open. You could always click the link in the description below to find out more of the opportunities we have here. Also, I had the great opportunity to get on a podcast with my good friend Alex and his partner in California, where, let me see, I'm going to pull this up because I want to promote his, not that too many people are watching, but I want to promote his channel, him and Joe's channel, which is, I'm going to pull it up here in a second. Share screen. Oh, so they are the new and experienced investor. I believe their channel is, it's Joe Horns. So Joe Horns is my partner Alex, or my friend Alex's partner, and they have this podcast each week, and I had the pleasure of being on it. Although it says capital raising, AI, and new opportunities, we did not have time to talk about AI because myself, mostly, I talk a lot. That's why I'm on here talking to myself. No, I'm just kidding. But so check this out. I did put a link in the description below. It goes into detail, like the good, the bad, and ugly. Like we talked about properties that we worked on together, how we met, but more importantly, kind of like some do's and don'ts in the real estate space, and like where, the mindset of like moving from one asset class to the other. We also touched on, the reality of like co-living and like the allure of it on the outside, but getting into it and not being set up properly, the fails that you go through because of not knowing, and the unknowns, and just all the extra moving parts of co-living. So great model, 100%. Love co-living because of the amount of capital that it brings in. And so I would encourage anybody to get into that. Co-living model is great, right? Co-living is where it's at. So I also want to, and I'm going to show you why it is there. Let me see if I can share another screen. No, I can't share another screen. I have to remove this one. Stop sharing. And then we're going to share another screen. I'm going to show y'all the reality of co-living and how you can make some big bucks if you either partner up with somebody that knows what they're doing, or if you already know what's going on, then cool. There it is, right? Okay, so this particular property right here, we bought this property for $290,000. It's worth $450,000. This is the address. You can look it up. Not lying. And what we're doing right now. So when we bought it, it was 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it had a huge addition on one side of the house. Well, that huge addition is not doing anything. It's just one big room. Looks kind of stupid, but we're going to put up 1 wall, 2 walls, 3 walls, and make it 2 rooms, 3 walls, 2 doors, and we're going to have 2 additional rooms. And then it has an oversized laundry room with plumbing right behind the kitchen. We're going to add a bath there. So now we're adding 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. Killer, right? So currently, this property is bringing in, there's a tenant moving in, so it's going to be bringing in $5,800. Okay. So what does it take to get in this deal? Well, it takes about $90,000. A little more than that. It takes about $120 to get in. Where does that $120 come from? So $120,000 to get in this deal. I'm going to show you here in a second. $123,000. Let's see right here. So we got $10,000 here. This is going to be, let me just go from the top. All right. $450,000 valuation. We're going to get a DSCR. We're going to refinance into a DSCR loan. If you do not know what a DSCR loan is, go Google it. Just kidding. It's a debt service coverage ratio. So what it is a loan for investors that buy rental properties and to hold on. So usually, if you ever heard of the BRRRR method, the BRRR, so you buy, you rehab, you buy, rent, renovate, rent, and repeat. Okay. Refinance. Sorry. Renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. So there's like 4 R's in there. But this is similar, right? So we're buying it, we're rehabbing it, we're filling with tenants, and we're refinancing it into a DSCR loan. DSCR loan, like I said, they do vet the borrower, but it's more on they're underwriting the property more so than the borrower. You still have to have decent credit, and there has to be income on the property. So the great part about these properties is this is current income, right? Actually, no, sorry. This is current income, $5,800. So we have an investor coming in, and what's going to happen is he's actually coming in. Well, let me not convolute the whole thing. So he's got to come in with 20% down, which is $90,000. 3% closing costs for about $13,000. $10,000, which is an additional renovation. I'll get into that in a second. And he's going to bring in $10,000 for a cushion for holding costs if there's downtime. So, and this goes in right here. It's got our 3% capex, 3% maintenance fee, $1,000 for taxes a year, $1,500 for insurance, the whole nine. Okay, so he's coming in with $123,000. Now, this investor, he wants to make 15% cash on cash returns. So what do we need to generate for him to make that? $5,500. Okay, well, that's great. We're making $5,800 right now. And then after we do the refinance, this is a partnership thing, by the way. So he's coming in, putting down the money. We're managing it. And he's just putting up his money. He's just going to reap the benefits of our hard work, which is cool because he's got the money. We're going to do the work and still make money. But this $10,000 is going towards the 2 rooms and the bathroom. So we're putting up 10 and he's putting up 10 and we're creating the 2 beds and the 1 bath. Now, what does that do for our cash flow? That's an additional $1,000, $2,000. We're getting $1,000 a room, guys. And we don't have to pay pad split. If any of y'all pad splitters out there, I'm sorry. Pad split's raping you. No offense, pad split. All right, so what's that look like? We got an additional $2,287 a month. So my investor's going to get 15% cash on cash return. Oh, wait. Let me put in my management fee. I got to get paid too, guys. Come on. So I'm the manager. I get property management fee of 10%. And there's 16. So now there's $1,600 left. So what does that mean? Well, that means this gets split because we're 50-50 partners. So he gets his 15% cash on cash, and then he gets an additional $800 every month. And this is after we put all of the expenses and the maintenance fee and the capex and the reserves, and we have a war chest with monies in case something goes wrong. And we've already started with a $10,000 cushion. So, if you're watching this, put some comments in Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're watching this thing. I'm not even on Instagram. They kicked me off. And let me know if you think this is a good deal. Like, would you get in on this deal? Would you bring in $120,000 to get paid 15% return and 50% equity partner in a deal? And this is a long-term hold, guys. This is not like, 1 year, 3 months, 18 months. It's 5 years minimum that we're doing these. Unless the market appreciates, just like, hey, sell. But I don't really see that. I don't see that like anytime soon, right? Maybe in 5 years, we might do it again. I don't know. Maybe we'll have another COVID. I don't think if we have another COVID-like related situation that the market's going to do the same thing. It might do the exact opposite. It might go just straight down. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to speculate, but so that's Vegas. That's a Vegas deal. That's a real live deal we have here in town. And also, look, I want to show y'all. So I updated this. If you watched me last week, I had this app. I just created this app. All right. What's cool about this app now is I can download these reports for my investor. I'm going to open this up and show y'all what it looks like. I have to change sharing StreamYard, share to this tab. There we go. Boom. So this is what it looks like. If you're looking at it on if you ever underwritten multifamily doesn't go off of comps, right? Like single family does. Multifamily goes off of the generated income, the NOI, and of course, the area plays a part. Kind of sets cap rate a little bit, but it's mostly the cap rate. Okay, so, and I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't want to sound like an idiot because I'm not super versed in multifamily. But the way that it's appraised or valued is through the monthly, the expenses and income. Right, that's the movers. You have $1 million income a year, and you got $450,000, $500,000 of expenses, and then you have $200,000 in, mortgage payments, that might be a good deal, right? I don't know. But that's why the reason I'm telling you that is because that's why this match purchase price is coming up. So this calculator it was built so that I could, one, figure out what's the max purchase price I can sell this if it's only generating X, right? It's only generating $5,000 a month. What can I sell this for to meet a 15% cash on cash return? So that's what that. And then vice versa, it was like, okay, I have this property, I want to sell it for $500,000. What do I need to generate every month to hit my investors 15% cash on cash? So that's what this number is, required gross income to hit 15% cash on cash. So anyways, this is the app. It breaks down and spits this out, and it gives you two of the outcomes down here. Income needed for 15% cash on cash, and then income entered. So this is what the actual cash on cash is, 27%, 28%. This is beautiful, bro. This is beautiful numbers, and pretty cool app, I would say. So that's that. And what else? So I said we were going to talk about Florida. Florida have a love-hate relationship with Florida. Not that the deals I have are bad. It's just getting to where I need to get with the deals, with lenders and with bad partners. I went through 2 bad partners and went through about 5 Home Depot style contractors, not even worth saying even they're a contractor. One guy said he was he should sue me. I said, what are you going to sue me for, bro? You didn't do anything. I paid you money to get a permit and you did nothing. I had to chase you around town. It was the funniest thing I've ever had the pleasure of somebody tell me is I should sue you. I just shook my head. I couldn't handle it. Oh, goodness. Lord help me. So, all right. I want to show y'all the Florida deals. I think I talked about them last time, and I did not show them to y'all. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Don't know. But I'm going to show you now. So where's that window at? I think I'm just going to have to share the whole screen. And we go here. Okay, here they are. My 3 Florida deals, starting with Del Rio. This is in my opinion, the coolest looking one. Of course, this is just a rendition. But I bought this property for $320,000, I think it was. And we had a horrible time with getting permits because it was a FEMA flooded property. And of course, well, not of course, I bought the similar properties in St. Petersburg. Now, St. Petersburg and Gulfport are literally, they're connected, right? They're just Pinellas County, it's the whole metro. But the permitting for FEMA flooded homes is completely different. Don't know why, but it really caused a lot of headache because we were unable to get permits on this one. We fought for like 8 months trying to get rehab permits to renovate, to get back to pre-flood, right? And if we would have been able to renovate it, we could have sold it for $600,000, which was the going rate. This particular property has harbor views on this side. So, well, I take that back. The previous property didn't because they had a tall fence. But if you walk out the front door, you can see the harbor. You could literally walk to the harbors like across the street. So if you're a boater, if you're a sailboater, it's a perfect little spot because you could park your boat right there at the harbor and you're good. You don't need a dock in the back of your house. You got it right there. Of course, you got to pay the fee or whatever. Anyways, so what are we doing here? We are building a 4,200 square foot semi-luxury home in Gulfport with harbor views, with a pool, and the whole nine. And maybe on the next live, I will actually pull up the plans and we'll walk through that. I'm not sure if anybody's interested in that, but we are raising $400,000 with a minimum investment of $100,000. What does that look like on the back end? Well, we're offering I think we changed the offer from this, but this offer right here is 12% preferred and a 40% profit participation. So, well, what does that mean, Aaron? If I bring you $100,000, well, if you brought me $100,000, you'd be bringing me 1/4 of 400, so you'd get 1/4 of this 40%. Actually, I think we revised this. It's like 15 and 35 or something, just to give the investors more preferred. But so, well, what is preferred return, Aaron? Well, that's the return that you get no matter what. You put 400,000 or 100,000, you're getting 12% return on that, annualized 18-month hold. So it's like what is that? That would be 12. That'd be 18% on your money in 18 months. That's 1% a month. Pretty good if you ask some people. Other people will tell you that's crap. But then you get a 40%, according to this offer, you'd get a 40% share of the profits. Well, how much is the profits, Aaron? Well, we have about this says 2.3, which has been revised, $2.2 million resale value because of the location and because of the size. So we have a total of I think at the end of the day, 18 months holding costs, selling cost, the cost of the money, and closing cost. We're at like 1.75 or something like that. So our profit is roughly at 2.2. That's 450,000. So you would capture, if you brought in the whole 400, you'd capture 40% of that 450,000 plus your preferred, which your preferred would come off of the 450. So you get the preferred first, then we split up the profits. And then similar thing over here. So Del Rio, or Tradewin, sorry. This is 6 houses down. So the cool thing about these two builds is we're going to do them simultaneously. We're going to save on logistically speaking, we're going to save on transportation. We're going to be buying bulk and the labor, because they can go from today one project and then start the next project. We prevent them from their downtime between jobs, and they don't get pulled to another job. So if we have, and then whenever we're pouring concrete, we have concrete come, the whole, both of them are either one day and one day. So we're getting bulk pricing because of these two, as well as the labor costs are cheaper because we're giving them more work, right? Which is more important. Like you can make $10,000 today, but be off for 5 weeks, right? Or you can make $1,000 a week for 10 weeks, right? So, don't know what's better, but me personally, I like a steady check. If you get $10,000, me, I'm got this, I'm do this, and then week 3, I'm out of money. If I got a steady thing coming in every week, then I already know what I got coming in, right? Although for an investor like myself, outside of my buy and holds, it doesn't really happen that way. Anyways, Seeking 312. Again, I think the terms have changed on this. It is 18-month hold. We're still offering I think this is going to be on both properties. It's a 15% preferred return and 35% equity share if you come in with the whole 312. So this will be, divvied up if we get 3 investors in here. Still, minimum investment, I guess, is $104,000, so I can get 3 investors in here. We have an appraisal that came in at 2.6. We were originally thinking we were going to target at 2.3. The actual target price is like 2.1, but it's still handsome returns. I think the total all in on this one is 1.5, which that's closing cost. It's like 500,000. But the return on investment, because we're bringing in less and we're making more, it jumps up to like almost I don't even like saying this, but the numbers work out to 70% ROI. which I'm telling folks 60%. But at 2.1, 312,000 total raise, 35% equity share, and a 15% preferred return in 18 months comes out to about a 60 to 70% return on investment. So now we got Mississippi. This one, similar thing happened over here too. So Tradewinds, we bought, and then we started work on it, and we got stop work order because at the time I didn't know anything about permitting in Florida at all, because Vegas was like, permit, what's that, right? Unless you're adding square footage, you're not putting a permit, you're not pulling a permit. But we bought this, got a stop work order. My partner had hired Home Depot contractors, and they completely destroyed the inside of the house trying to make it better. And then so we stopped work on this, and then we now are doing the new construction, which we have demo permits, we have full set of plans at the city, and like the final stages of the comments. If you know anything about new construction, the comments are whenever you submit a plan and they have a question about it, or you have to change a little bit of this or a little bit of that to be with their code, right? To fit in their codes, all the city codes and the county codes. So Mississippi, we bought a year ago. We demoed the house, and we waited and waited and waited and waited for our architect to give us the plans that he promised us in 3 months. 8 months later, he gives us plans that we couldn't even use. The city rejected them immediately, said, well, you can't build this style home here. And then they gave us a list of comments. It was like 24 comments. Everything was out of code. And the architect, I cannot make this up. The architect says, well, this is what you wanted to build. I said, bro, we just give you the idea. You have to still draw it to code. Like, what planet are you on? Anyways, that was another comical moment. So I hired a new architect. He didn't break me off. He did this relatively quickly and for a really decent price. I'm grateful for him. Much smaller home than these. I say much, about 1,000 square foot smaller than these. And the price, the resale value on this one is 1.5. Thankfully, we got an appraisal a year ago on the similar style, and it came at 1.46. Well, this appraisal came back $40,000 more at 1.5. So they obviously have some appreciation and some activity going on in the area. They got a lot more new builds in there. That's a thing too, selling. So we're happy about this one. Our all in on this one, I think, is like 1.1. If I remember correctly. Similar structure, 15%. And I think we went 15 and 35, or maybe it's 12 and 40. I don't know. We changed it up, but the idea is the same, right? You get your preferred interest, and this one we're looking to raise, I think it's 330. 330. So these are opportunities that we are offering, and we have, So if you want to look at these, or if you're interested, again, in the description below, we have a couple links down there. One is a form you can fill out and then book a call with me. Another one is the podcast. And another one is if you're just an investor watching this and you want to get your own loans, you can click the link and you could fill out your app and get you a DSCR loan, a fix to flip loan, any type of loan with New Flip out of California. Great bunch over there. And so I'm about to sign off, and I'm guessing that Friday afternoon is not the best time to go live because I've had, I think, only one viewer, which is cool. I don't really care. But anyways, if I don't see you, have a great weekend. Catch you tomorrow, maybe,